you can start.
All right, ready to start the next meeting? Welcome to the Finger Lakes Regional EMS Council, September 23rd. Full council
Point of order.
meeting.
Is this meeting going to be run by the chairman or not?
Oh, yes.
So,
She is a walking textbook.
Aaron, I'm just going to finish this. You know,
Walking around.
You're doing great.
You're on the
you're doing great too. So we'll keep moving through this one then, and then
I already got the minutes.
she's got the computer in a minute, so
We'll treat after this.
that way it won't be scribbly notes and try that one. So roll call, because she's got that list too.
All right. Daryl Bailey.
Here.
Ryan Bailey. Kevin Becker.
Here.
Laura Brewer. Here. Amy Bryan. Oh, Jackie Shaw.
Here.
Josh Gardner.
Here.
Jason Hay.
Here.
Aaron Ayers.
Here.
Dave Hubble.
Here.
Fiona. Here. Sandy. Here. Gloria Linsner. Here. Corey Pitt. Here. Emily Missler. Here. Ryan Mace.
Here.
Mike Moss.
Here.
Ryan O'Kay. Jared Palmer.
Here.
Terry Phillips. Myself. Kevin Russo.
Here's that.
Sorry. Julie Smith. Here. Chad Smith. Dave Flying. Donna Smith. Here. Matt Sproul.
Here.
That was one.
That was one. I need that.
So we have Ryan O'Kay is now at 4.
It's in automatic.
That's since he shows up before the end of the meeting.
Yes. He also got a letter, no, he did not, because he was not at 3. Did he get a letter?
Annual general meeting.
He did get warning that this was available.
Everybody receive a copy of the minutes?
Make a motion to accept the minutes as submitted.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those not in favor say nay. Any abstentions? All right, committee reports, secretary. Treasurer.
The finance report was
Everybody received the email? Any questions about that at all?
Make a motion to accept as submitted.
Second. Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those not in favor say nay. Any abstentions? Okay, one abstention. Okay, training and ed.
I'll probably rely on John for a little bit of this, but I can't think of anything offhand right now. We were looking at a couple of things with the registration process, but other than that, classes are in session, and I think we just have to go over a few more classes here coming up. John, am I missing anything?
Yeah, so we've got 2 classes that ended up running. One in Port Gibson with 6, 7, 8. And then one here in Geneva with 12. So good size class. The other ones were not successful. No enrollment or poor enrollment, so we just moved them over to the other classes. So we'll be, Donna's got a start on the lineup for the starting in January, and then we want to come back.
Any questions for training then? Executive, we've been working with the college quite a bit for a contract. The college actually just sent us the contract for review this afternoon. So we will send that out to the executive committee to review. We just got it this afternoon, we've been waiting months for it, so it's exciting itself. But we haven't gotten a chance to actually look through it because we just got it. So that's pretty much it for executive council. Public relations. FLREMSC.
It's tomorrow, we're going to meet tomorrow. Just so everybody's aware, the three regional medical directors that we have kind of shuffled duties a little bit. Dr. Shi is going to be classified as the administrative medical director, meaning he's the vetted member for the state CMAC, and as it sits right now, they will all rotate as the lead medical director for the REMAC meetings themselves. So they'll do 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, and then just rotate. Dr. Glick will be Education Regional Medical Director, and Dr. Surratt will be the Quality Performance Medical Director. They're expected, all three of them, to sign the official contracts tomorrow.
The only other thing that was discussed with medical directors is they're going to set up REMAC meetings a little bit more business oriented and have an agenda being sent out for anybody who wants something put on the agenda pretty much probably over a week ahead of time to John.
Probably generally trying 2 to 3 weeks.
And if it's not on the agenda, it's not on the agenda. I'm not going to go around the entire room elongating the meeting to see if anybody has anything. So if you have anything, well, more conversation will take place tomorrow about it. See if the REMAC doctors all
With a potential REMAC day of the week change.
Basically, any new thing with REMAC, an email will be sent out to you guys all. What's going on, any date change or formal business at anyone. But it's one of the things, a big conversation happened was trying to move things along at the meeting so it doesn't get hours on end for not sure what. Stating amount.
We sent out a report. Jeremy attended the last meeting. Because Jason was unable to fulfill that, so Jeremy provided meeting notes, and I sent those out this afternoon or this morning. If anyone has any questions, feel free to send them our way. Additionally, it appears as though our new SEMSCO rep will be vetted prior to the December meeting. So that's exciting news. It's only taken about 11 months, 12 months. So there's
It's accelerated.
that's, yes. Word of mouth.
Any questions for Jeremy on the report? Anything from our DOH rep here tonight?
No.
Other than vital signs is October 19th, 20th?
17, 18.
There you go. Pre-conference.
Oh, yeah, it's that whole.
That weekend, it's 2 weeks, yeah. Bunch of good pre-conferences, sign up, it's close.
There's games.
Yeah.
Legislative review.
So there's a whole lot of fun stuff. If anybody actually read the state thing. So blood transfusions for ground services was signed last Wednesday. Tip and TAD, which is your treatment place and transport to alternative destination, will all signed into law on Wednesday. There are some caveats with those. The blood transfusion stuff, there's a lot of regulation work that the Bureau needs to do to get it all rolled out. And they want kind of some oversight by the REMSCOs to make sure everybody doesn't bum rush the blood banks at the same time. We kind of have some word for it. Ryan did warn that if you opt to become a transfusion service, you'll probably see the state a whole lot more often for more inspections. Tip and TAD, it's a bit of a sticky process because the state approved it for Medicaid, but Medicaid is split funded with the federal government. So they have to submit a state plan amendment with CMS and they'll get that approved for federal buy-in on their portion of paying for those. Great news is that other states already have those in place, and the OHIP guy that gave the kind of presentation on it said it could be a couple months, might be a little over a year, but he's quite positive it will pass. Congress has a bill in front of it for treatment police, but not transport to alternative destinations. So federally and Medicare-wise, that would become a thing very shortly. The OHIP guy was also very optimistic that all the commercials would jump on board with them because both of those programs have been proven to save a crap load of money for insurance companies. And his work, I don't know any insurance company that wants to pay more. So hopefully that'll really bolster funding for EMS. There's a third one. Essential service did not pass. It'll probably be reintroduced. It's a whole issue with unfunded mandates and the like, and everybody and state legislatures nervous that, you know, the poor counties and stuff, townships, whatever, if it becomes essential and has to be funded by the municipality or be able to afford it, they want to re-evaluate and hopefully redress it at the beginning of the year. I feel like there was definitely three. Oh, the education regulations all changed.
There's a bunch of,
There's I'm just gonna
the
wrap it up with that, yeah.
The equipment and regulations are going back out likely for public comment. And also, there's a vehicle build specifications regulation that will be going out for public comment somewhere in the near future.
There's 7 pieces of regulation.
Right, including the training one that was previously done. So,
They did put out 2 policy statements, I believe on Wednesdays. I don't remember exactly when they dropped. They're on this website already. The one that explains psychomotor skills evaluation for the paramedic program. So portfolio method, so it's not a specific test at the end of the class.
It was
For your certs, yes, that's another big one. So that started July 1st. You have to have gotten a new card or recerted your card since July 1st to get 4 years. Nobody's having another year added on, or whatever, anybody else in this room, but mine's still finishing out 5 years from COVID. But from this point going forward, anytime you recert your card, you'll get 4 years instead of 3. And then 08 was all the regulatory changes with this is what it used to say, this is what it now says. So if you're like reading laws for some reason like me, that's right up your end. Where you can just ignore it like most people.
Program director's report.
So, National Registry, we're like in the compact now, National Registry tests, correct?
You can now
It's your
use
state
it
test.
if you're a New York State, if you've gone through a New York State class education process, you can now use the National Registry test to become New York State certified. You don't have to take the New York State test, which would then allow you to also be National Registry.
Is there reimbursement to the agencies for that?
No. The cost to become state certified is $30 or $29. 31. Okay. The cost for the National Registry, I believe, is $125. So, unless you're planning on moving or really want to be National Register, it's really up to the student whether or not which process they go through.
okay, so going forward, all your REMSCO dates were on the table at the door, so you can plan ahead. We also have an equipment coordinator job position opened up. Little flyers that can go on the table. If anyone's interested, the specific job job descriptions posted on the website, and then follow the instructions. The So the program agencies are almost, the contracts are almost done for them through the state is holding it up. They're looking at a multi-year, so it's looking like it's a 5-year contract with slight incremental increases to the grant, which is new and has not happened in 27 years. We don't know what those increments are yet, but we're told that that's happening. There's also going to be $20,000 of paramedic education funding. So meaning that we've asked for criteria to be developed so that everybody across the state is using the same. It's meant to fully fund 2 paramedic students a year. That's rumored to be in all 5 years of the contract. So that would total $100,000 of paramedic funding that we can apply to the students taking our programs. And also there's $15,000 for recruitment retention per year. So we'll be certainly looking for recruitment retention ideas on how best to utilize that funding. So if you happen to have any ideas, send me emails so we can start compiling all those for when the funding actually comes through. And
Do we have anything from FLCC at all for coordinating classes?
that was all part of the contract coordinator job description and stuff was part of that, what we got today.
So then slide right over to nominating committee. We got 2 new applications.
Yes, so there's John Hanson, and there is also Lynn O'Donnell, right here.
No, neither over here.
So John Hanson, he is currently at North Central Ambulance. He is the training coordinator at chief paramedic at North Central Ambulance. He's been in EMS for about 20 years or so. He belonged to prior agencies before that and does some community work. He's also active in REMAC. So he's asking to be on the council. And then there's Lynn O'Donnell. She's currently at Lancaster Ambulance. She's a training coordinator there. She's also CIC and CLI. And she's looking to get back to the community.
She lives in the Honeyway area.
You said Lancaster, I wasn't sure she lived.
Yeah, she's actually commuting from what she was saying. And then John lives in Julius.
So,
Is nominating committee in favor of most of that?
There's an email that went out and no one opposed. Yeah, I didn't send the email.
Can I entertain a motion from membership? One at a time or both? One at a time. First one up is John Hanson. Do I have a motion to that? Motion for John Hanson.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those not in favor say nay. Any abstentions?
I abstain.
So passed.
So John will fill the Wayne County spot with a 2026 expiration.
Second individual looking to become a member is Lynn O'Donnell. Can I entertain a motion for Lynn O'Donnell? Motion. Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those not in favor say nay. Any abstentions? Okay, so pass.
And she will fill the Ontario County opening for the 2028 vice versa.
That closes. Anything else you want to Any unfinished business? Going once? Going twice? So, new business, 2024, 2025 meeting dates.
They were on the table flyer for that.
If you didn't get one, they're on the table on the way out as well. I think we have to approve those.
Approve, you have the dates.
Yeah.
They're-
And you need
they're
a
the
motion
same
to
as the
approve the
other.
dates.
So moved.
There we go. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. All those not in favor say nay. Any abstentions? There's a meeting. Committee assignments. Email John the committees you're interested in, and Aaron will make the assignments. Truly, whatever committee you are interested in, though, to help Aaron out, it would be best to email John sooner than later. That way Aaron can get all that information before the next meeting, so she can get the committees together. So if you can do that solid, the sooner the better. Correspondence. Last time I get to do this. Got a big load here today. Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Is there any other correspondence where I read these? All right. Suspended for 1 year, effective 5/6/24. Suspension to state pending overturned violations for a period of 3 years. Assess a civil penalty of $2,000. Of that, $1,000 shall be state pending overturned violations during a period of probation. For violations of 10 NYCRR Party 100.16 or Code A Section 1, Brent Allsbach from Pine Bush, New York. EMT number 478335. Surrendered effective 6/5/24 for violations of 10Y CRR Party 100.16, Article A, Section 2, Article A, Section 3, Article A, Section 4, Article A, Section 9, and 800.15, Article A, Section 1, and Article 3. Laura Mastran Tuiono from Greenville, New York. EMT number 194997. Suspended for 3 years, effective 5/15/24. The suspension is state pending a 3-year period of successful probation without further violations. Assessed a civil penalty of $4,000. Of that, $2,000 is state pending successful probation. Must complete ACLS and PELS at the direction of his medical director for violations of 10 NYCR 800.16 Article A Section 2 and 800.16 Article 3. Cody Minnick. Alan Patent. EMT number 428807. All right, we're moving. Revoked and annulled, effective 5/21/24, not allowed to seek any recertification, license, registration, or certificate from the department in the future for violations of 10 NYCR Party 100.16 Article A Section 5. Brent Paylor from Geneva, New York, 498549. Revoked effective 5/16/24 for violations of 10 NYCR Party 100.16 Article A Section 5. Nicholas Shepard from Buffalo, New York, 437071. Surrendered effective 8/7/24 for violations of 10 NYCR Party 100.16 Article A Section 10 and 800.3 AN. Luis Carrillo from Corona, New York, EMT number 272873. suspended for 1 year effective 8/21/24. Suspension is stayed pending successful completion of 3 years probation. Assess a civil penalty of $2,000 for violations 10 NYCR Part 800.15, Article B, Section 1. Yvonne Day from Wellsville, New York. EMT number 416186. Revoked effective 8/26/24. Assess a civil penalty of $26,000 for 134 violations of 10 NYCRR Part 800.16 Article A. Andrew D. Wolf, EMT number 232204. Suspended for 1 year effective 8/20/24. The suspension is stayed pending successful completion of 3 years probation. Assess a civil penalty of $4,000. $2,000 is stayed pending successful probation for violations of 10 NYCRR Part 800.15 Article A, 800.3 AM, and 800.3 AL. Amanda Yugi from Wallkill, New York, EMT number 256221. Revoked effective 7/3/24 for violations of 10 NYCR Part 800.16 Article A, Section 1, 2, 3, 9, and 11. Benjamin Miller from Messina, New York, EMT number 307329. Surrendered effective 7/2/24 for violations of 10 NYCR Part 800.3 Section AM. Gary Ratajak. It's probably another one. From Oneida, EMT number 273857.
Read faster.
Surrendered effective 7/15/24 for violations of 10 NYCR Part 800.3 Section AL and violation of previous stipulation in order. James Schofield from New Paltz, New York, EMT number 386652. Almost there. Almost. Suspended for 1 year effective 8/20/24. The suspension is stayed pending successful completion of 3 years probation. Assess a civil penalty of $4,000. $2,000 stayed pending successful probation for violations of 10 NYCR Part 800.15 Article A, 800.3 Article AM, and 800.3 Article AL. Harold Serrano from the Bronx, EMT number 449474. Suspended for 1 year effective 8/2/24 for violation of probation from previous stipulation and order. Brian Torres from Spencerport, EMT number 266687. Revoked effective 9/10/24 for violations of 10 NYCR Part 800.16 Article A Section 6 and 800.16 Article A Section 10. Che Vincent, EMT from New York, EMT number 251439. I asked him.
Well done.
Revoked 9/4/24. Revocation is stayed pending no further violations during the probationary period of 3 years. Assessed a civil penalty of $6,000. $4,000 is stayed pending the same probation period for violations of 10 NYCR Part 800.15 Article A, 800.16 Article A, Section 2, and 800.16 Article A, Section 13. James Wilkinson from Syracuse, New York, 458352.
Brian's got another stack for you.
They don't come from him.
So that's it for the notifications.
I have one final one. So at the annual conference this year in February, on the Friday evening, we are going to do our first ever awards banquet. So if anybody has a deserving individual, agency, etc., please write it up and email it to me. It's going to follow similar criteria as like the state vital signs awards do, and we'll come up with an actual application process.
These, of course, correspondence, and go entertain a motion.
Hold on.
Is there going to be an awards committee one?
Well, let's get some first.
Make sure there's more than one nomination for each.
You've been nominating class and
No.
Just before we adjourn, anybody who likes money, read the state report. There's a crap load of that on the table for education, training, all kinds of stuff. And Greenberg's words, we don't know how to spend it. Anybody have ideas? So look at the report, get the ideas, and maybe send some ideas to the city. I have lots of ideas.
And on that, we have a motion on the floor for adjournment. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those not in favor say nay. Any abstentions? Yes, thank you everybody for coming.